at Jackson Premium Outlets, Woodbridge Center, or Tanger Outlets, Deer Park. Offer valid from May 30th through June 12th, 2018 in Loft Outlet stores in the U.S. on select styles as marked. Not valid in conjunction with any other offer or total store promotion. Void where prohibited.
Prices for gold, silver, diamonds, watches, and fine art are at an all-time high. Do you have any gold, silver, platinum, or graded coins? What about dollars and silver, Franklin mint sets, unique currency bills, old stamp collections? The world-famous Plaza Gallery is now at 110 West 57th Street, New York City, right past the Russian Tea Room. Plaza Gallery buys all gold and diamond jewelry and watches, including Rolex, Omega, and Patek Philippe at the best prices. You can Plaza Gallery is holding the highest prices. Plaza Gallery is also buys goods from memorabilia, fine art, and antiques, with goods cost by 1970. That's anything value. Call Plaza for the highest national now at 212-246-2000. That's 212-246-2000. Or toll free 1-800-772-0054. Call and cash it now for record high prices. Investors, select real estate for returns of 20% for monthly payments, tax advantages, and 100% cash flow paid to investors for national realty as $800 million realty under management and another $200 million portfolio closing now. Matching your investment to IRA with multiple cash flow payments, payments placed for 5 years with home obligations, water bills, and Delaware Beach, Florida oceanfront townhomes. You're backed by prime real estate. These are 20% return financial units. Just call 201-210-2727 now for free information. You're backed by hard assets and make your home open Philadelphia. Delaware Beach, Street, Florida. Call 201-210-2727 for these 20% return.
Jeffy! Mega!
Call now 201-210-2727.
Jeffy!
201-210-2727. Not provided subject to securities only made by their private business employee. Free to request policy and national business vendors. These results match not as a real estate development firm. See them at NRIA.next.
Rush off on the Wilson New York 710 WOR. Return to Mark's time. Yes, the man is right. This is your subversive Canadian double agent, burning down the Excellence Broadcast Network. Just like Trump used 12-year-old Justin Trudeau to White House. Outgoing Starbucks chairman Howard Schultz, he announced this week that he's stepping down as executive chairman of Starbucks. And there's a rumor he may be running for president in 2020 on the Democrat side. And he says that many leaders in the Democrat Party are veering too far left, over-promising programs that are not physically possible. He's going to have to do better than this if he wants to run for the Democrat Party. Because no Democrat audience understands the word fiscal. They won't put it in the So Howard Schultz has said that he thinks people are burning are over-promising. Free college, free everything, and that we need to raise expectations. So he's going to be knocked out in 4 months before It's that kind of case. No one understands that. But he's thinking executive chairman of Starbucks. This is after Starbucks had all its sensitivity really closed. And so they were closed for 4 hours. I didn't really notice for 3 hours, 20 minutes in, because the line outside wasn't actually that much longer than usual. In fact, it usually takes 40 minutes to get your presentation but it can be 4 hours. They're training him all to be sensitive. And he's sensitively trained himself right now for the job. And so, by the way, he's the one with fiscal responsibility, because he said, once upon a time, with coffee, I remember this. I think he was 17, sitting in a diner on the New York side of the falls, and the waitress said to me, "Would you like a bottomless cup?" I had no idea what I'd never heard the expression. I wasn't familiar with it. She was still got my cup of coffee. And it was just a dime, and I think I gave her a penny, two pennies for a tip, and she was thrilled. And then Howard Schultz came along and figured that instead of getting paid 10 cents for coffee, getting it in 5 seconds, and drink as much as you want. Instead, he would charge you $7.98 for a cup of coffee. You would have to stand there for 40 minutes while they washed and washed a little bit and handed it to you. And in fact, there'd be hardly any coffee in it. Most of the stuff would just be like rainbow symbols sinking into a bed of fun. And it's fantastic. This guy is totally cut out for the Democrat competition because he's become a billionaire by taking something that used to be cheap and delivered instantly and making it hugely expensive and making you stand around ages waiting for it. This guy is It's the guy who can fast move and made it close. If you are using a link around at this time, this your favorite post, something you can do. You can go to russiancore.com and sign up for the Limbo Letter. And the Limbo Letter, it's not only got Russia's take on all the stuff happening in the news around the world, but Russia's take. You also get every month a big interview with a great thinker going in depth on the big picture of what happens. And in the current edition of the Limbo Letter, Rush talks to who has written a devastating takedown of Bob Moore and has a fantastic principled record of strong, staunch conservative. If you look they take out a list which you will get one additional issue free. So you get 13 months for the price of 12, and you also get Russian seasons of the joy of conservatism for free. And it's reading about your dad, father. Every Mother's Day is easy, flowers, chocolates, all the rest of it. But Father's Day is a little more tricky. He said, go get the Limbo Letter. It's a great gift. It'll last not just all year, it'll last for 30 months. Don't forget that go to Rush Limbo, not click on the little Limbo button. I wanted to go back to this Russia investigation because it all period in the spring of 2016. So we're talking about people who all know each other in the old you, but actually put you in jail. And what was important at that point was that they were unnerved by what was happening in the Trump campaign. If you remember, the previous summer, the Trump campaign had launched and everybody thought it was a joke. You say a lot of things about Canadian guest hosts, but one thing I figured out, I think 3 weeks after Trump launched, was that he was a serious candidate. He was talking about an issue that resonated in terms of illegal immigration. And as I said to Alan Holmes in September of 2015, the late Alan Holmes on his radio show, Trump is going to win the nomination, and it's entirely possible he could win the election. Nobody else paid any attention. So they've got this guy in the spring of 2016 who's winning. It's perfectly obvious after South Carolina that Trump is going to win the nomination and be the candidate. And there's panic around this. which is why they come to start using this so-called spy, essentially to find out what's going on in the campaign, and get someone that they can get the goods on and they have an in on. And the most important figure in all of this is this fellow called Joseph Mifsud. Now they all talk about Papadopoulos, George Papadopoulos. We weren't just relying on the MI6 dossier, the Christopher Steele dossier, which is full of rubbish about using this so-called spy, essentially to find out what's going on in the campaign, and get someone that they can get the goods on and they have an in on. And the most important figure in all of this is this fellow called Joseph Mifsud. Now they all talk about Papadopoulos, George Papadopoulos. We weren't just relying on the MI6 dossier, the Christopher Steele dossier, which is full of rubbish about the Ukrainian hookers and all the rest of it. We're not just relying on the Papadopoulos thing, on the MI6 dossier thing. We're also relying on George Papadopoulos, this peripheral figure in the Trump campaign who had the famous drink with the Australian High Commissioner at the Kensington Wine Rooms in London. And that again was an obvious setup. There's no reason at all. I know Alexander Downer, the Australian High Commissioner. I've been drinking with him. There's absolutely no reason why the Australian High Commissioner should find himself having a gin and tonic in the Kensington Wine Rooms with the inconsequential George Papadopoulos. That was a setup. What's fascinating about this is that they now say, oh, Papadopoulos, that's the reason we went and got the Pfizer warrant. Papadopoulos, that's what the case is about. Papadopoulos, you took Papadopoulos so seriously that the minute we heard about Papadopoulos, we went to the Pfizer court, we had to get a warrant. They didn't interview Papadopoulos until the following February, after which Trump was elected. He was already president. Papadopoulos wasn't important enough to the FBI so-called Russia investigation, to be interviewed until after Trump was in the White House. He wasn't important to them enough for an FBI investigator to interview until, I believe, February of 2017. So they're actually talking rubbish here. They're going to get they say this guy